What's up, guys, and welcome to the PFCFL Week 8 recap. So, once again, this week I'm with Jeff Bridges
Hey, what's up?
and also with Damien Dillion.
Hey everybody.
So, you guys are used to it. We're gonna go through the 4 battles. I'm gonna talk about mine. Jeff's gonna talk about his battle. He's also gonna talk about Dundee against Bradenton. Then Damien's gonna talk about Atlanta against Pittsburgh. Then we're gonna go through the kill leaders, the standings, and the schedule for next week. So I'll start with my battle. It was against Andy and the Golden State Wartortles. When you look at the battle, in the first place, you see a 44 turn battle. You expect something very, very tight and a close battle, but it never really was a close battle. I won 6-0, the first 6-0 in the PFCFL. Basically just switching between Goodra, Jellicent, and Metagross to sponge hits and wear his team down very slowly, I'd say. I had some coverage move for pretty much everything. I had Bullet Punch for Sylveon, I had Ice Beam and Ice Punch and stuff like that for his Gliscor. Metagross was able to kill Feraligatr with a Thunder Punch. Umbreon was killed by a Hammer Arm from Mega Metagross. Flygon also was killed by an Ice Punch, I think, and Meowstic just died to its own recall damage. So that gave a kill to my Jellicent. So that's pretty much it. A 6-0 win. Andy was very upset after that, and I kind of understand why. He was on a hot streak. He won 4 straight. Now he needs to get it rolling again. So it's gonna be tough because the competition is gonna be even harder with the time. But I feel like if someone can do it in this league, it's Andy. Don't know what you think about it, guys.
Yeah, definitely. It was a match that just goes to show that your preparation just went far and above and beyond what anyone would have expected, especially Andy going into it. He had no idea half of the threats you brought to take his team out would be there, and it was very, very well played. Don't get me wrong. He played perfectly. He played the best way he could, 100%. It was just a matter of not having the right checks and stops to keep you from running house all over his team. So I feel like it was just Andy had a bad week. It happens. Everyone sometimes. It happens every now and then. So I wouldn't worry too much about Andy. I feel like this week in week 9 he could potentially bring it back. To get that one win before he loses in week 10.
Kind of cocky, aren't you?
I'm confident. I'm ready to go. I still can't wait, but 1 week at a time. We'll get there when we get there.
All right. So Damien, have a word on this battle. Oops, Damien's not there, so we'll wait for him to come back. So in the meanwhile, Jeff, want to talk about Orlando against you?
Okay, so I came out with a 3-0 victory against Chase in the Orlando Magikarp again, and if I said I was happy about that, I'd be lying, because the way the match was going, if all had gone well, it would have most definitely been a 6-0, in my personal opinion, because basically it was 6-3. And it was 6-4, and he brought in his Jolteon and against my Mega Venusaur and just started firing off Thunderbolts, which wasn't doing anything because I built a very, very bulky Mega Venusaur set for this week. Very bulky. The Thunderbolts did nothing. Even if the Jolteon was Choice Specs, which I think it might have been, it wasn't doing anything at all. But on the last Thunderbolt before it went down, it snagged a Paralysis on Mega Venusaur. That Paralysis would in turn allow his Mega Absol to set up 2 Swords Dances freely against Mega Venusaur after 2 turns of full paralysis in a row. And judging by the damage on the Giga Drain that got off on the last turn when he set up to +6, based on that damage, if I had been able to get off the first Giga Drain that I went for, the Mega Absol would have been dead and all of my problems would have been solved. But from that point, once I got to +6, all I had to do was click Sucker Punch and down went Mega Venusaur right away. And at this point, my brain was lost. I was like, at this point, I had accepted a loss. I was like, I'm about to get swept by a fucking Mega Absol, and it's just gonna... I'm literally just gonna cry for days. And I started going into panic mode. I tried switching in everything that I thought might be able to either take it out or live the hit. My loading, massively physically bulky, dies in one shot. Infernape, very fast, had Mach Punch. Doesn't matter. Mega Absol outspeeds, Sucker Punch goes off. Bring in Weavile, and then this is where the ultimate facepalm hit me, because for whatever reason, I thought Sucker Punch was a +2 priority move, that it would always move before any other move being used against it, regardless of speed.
Yep.
I was wrong, 100%, and proven wrong in that point. I knew for a fact Weavile outsped Mega Absol 100% of the time. So I clicked Ice Shard. I was like, you know what, I accepted the loss. I thought, +2 priority was going to come in. Weavile's frail as shit. It wasn't going to live a Sucker Punch from a +6 Mega Absol in any universe. And the Ice Shard goes first, and down goes the Mega Absol. And I was like...
Well, that was a waste.
Fuck. 3 Mons gone. Mega Venusaur, I get it, because of hacks, it couldn't have been helped. But at the same time, 3 Mons died. For what? For what reason did those 3 Mons die? They died because my brain shut off and I panicked.
So, yeah, a very good win for you, Jeff. Still 7-1. I feel like nobody's gonna be able to stop you. Maybe me on week 9, but I don't know. It's gonna be very tough. You have some Pokemon that just fit well against mine, so it's gonna be
a good game. It's gonna be a hell of a game, and I'm really excited about it.
All right. So next battle is the Dundee Darkrais against the Bradenton Rapidashes. So there was a major upset here.
I'd say so, because Alistair came into this battle, obviously the underdog, being 0-7 going into this week, and came out with a 1-0 victory. No matter of a slight victory, a victory is a victory at the end of the day, and that's still impressive that he's starting to come back later now in the season, and kind of, at least he's finally starting to get it. And honestly, it was a very well played matchup. I feel, in my opinion, he played it well. He made the plays he needed to make, getting the DNC out there early and getting the rocks up before Charizard could even come in was absolutely genius. And then Martin bringing the Charizard in, expecting, any other move, maybe even like a Moonblast or something, expecting that to come through, bringing the Charizard in, because knowing that even with the rocks damage, it would be able to take at least one Moonblast. But Alistair predicting that and just going straight up for the Ancient Power, taking out the Charizard right away before it can even Mega Evolve, that was absolutely key, I think, to the whole matchup. Because if Charizard can get Mega'd, it's going to cause some massive damage to the team. And overall, I mean, DNC put in work this week, picking up 3 kills, which is insane. The floor just died to the rocks on entry. Did he end up the Cacturn killed it. The DNC killed the Charizard, and I think the DNC also killed...
It killed Forges with the rocks, and I think it's Cacturn, but I'm not too sure.
No, Cacturn killed it. I think he killed the Clodser somehow.
Okay. Anyways,
But overall, it was a really well played match, and I like how he saved his Mega Alakazam for the end. That was really smart. He got his Mega Alakazam out there early when he felt that it was going to be pressured, and saved it till the very, very end of the battle, because he knew that with the insane power Mega Alakazam is packing, it could easily pick up the last 1 or 2 kills he needed to finish off the match. So I give it up for Alistair. It was a fantastically played match, and I'm happy for him. Good job, man. Way to go.
All right. So Damien, want to talk about it a little?
Well, you can tell Alistair's actually getting better over the time that he's been here and started battling with us.
Yep.
I mean, everybody in this league can kill anybody. That's proven. But the way Alistair has the tools, he just doesn't use them. Like, he doesn't think ahead in his matches. And this week, you clearly saw him actually thinking about his plays and what is going to come next. And he's playing more defensive than offensive like he has in his past battles, which I think really helped him in this match.
Yep, like putting Hydro Pump and stuff like that on Suicune instead of using it as it should be, like a defensive Pokemon and stuff like that. It's starting to help because he's playing smarter. He's not playing textbook battling, but I'd
Whatever
say
works.
He's
Yeah.
he's getting
Oh,
more. He's getting a good sense of what would and would not work. So, congrats to Alistair for this battle. So, fourth battle is the one between the Pittsburgh Steelixes and Atlanta Fearows. So, Damien, you're up.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelixes versus me is one of the battles I had actually looked forward to in this season overall. Casey is just one of the main battlers that I had feared going into this league when I joined. He's one of the many people that I've battled here, and I understand what he plays, and I know how he plays a lot of the time because he's battled in the past, but this time it was completely different from everything. I went out there in 3-0. It was just surprised me at the way, like, everything happened. I want to say the fact that he didn't play bad, he definitely played good. It's just I literally, as Jeff said about planning, sat down for hours thinking about this because I was truly scared going into this.
Yeah.
But once you get on that field, it's just weird. Like, the sets that he pulled off countered mine, but at the end, I just had enough counters on every one of my mons to finish the game off. And I think him not bringing, like, Slowbro and a Moongus really helped me a lot there because those were the two Pokemon I was fearing most.
Yeah.
And with not that, it just made it easier on my end.
Yeah, when we were training together, and I was simulating Casey's team, you really felt like Slowbro was the Pokemon to beat because it made sense for him to bring it, but it surprised you, and I think you still were able to get over the surprise effect and get that win.
Yeah, I think in some cases, I think in some cases with mons like, Mega Slowbro that are going to be a threat, not bringing them is sometimes smarter than bringing them. Bring something else that can handle whatever you might use Mega Slowbro for. Bring something else that could potentially handle that slot on the team, and expect your opponent to bring things to try and take that out and kind of try to counter that a little more, because it's just one of those things where you see the massive threat and you need to have something to take it out, and then they don't bring it, and then your entire team is more or less geared towards taking that mon out. So you have to kind of scramble to kind of pick up what all you have on your team and try to mold it and use it in a different way to counter what he actually does bring. And I think it was a smart move on Casey's part, but it didn't pan out this time.
Yep. So, anything else to say, Damien?
I just really look forward to battling him again in the future, and I really do hope for a more of a not really challenging battle. I still hope to win, but hope for more
battle.
Closer battle. Thanks.
All right. So, we're done with the 4 battles. So, next is the kills leaderboard. So, once again, Damien, go ahead.
Alright. This leaderboard has been updated a lot, and with Metagross actually in first place with 13 total kills, 5 deaths, and an average kill of 1.63. And on Absol, which is in second place, has 12 kills with 7 deaths of an average of 1.50. Then Umbreon is third, 11 kills, 5 deaths. Jellicent is next, coming in fourth on 10 kills and 5 deaths. And then Charizard and Pinsir are actually tied down to the wire with 9 kills each, deaths each, 1.80 average on each. Sorry.
Yep.
And then really the rest for like Bradenton with Manectric next, then Jolteon, Tyrantrum, and Electros are from 6 to 10. If you really want to see the full leaderboard, you can just join. But really, the leaderboard's tied really between first and fifth, and Mega Charizard and Tensor just really go tie to tie with this. But Mega Metagross really jumped up in your last battle, Frank. It really did.
Yeah. So on the picture you see
something real quick. I'm actually kind of I actually like how the leaderboard's looking. It actually looks it's while yes there are the key like offensive threats being Mega Absol and Mega Metagross at the top. You see rounding out like the top 10, you have like a lot of defensive Mons being Umbreon, Jellicent, Electros. It can be very very defensive and it wants to be Mons like that. It just goes to show that just because it may not have the best offensive presence doesn't mean it can't put in crazy amounts of work, as obvious by the list so far. So I think that's really really cool to see that Mons like that are making it into the top 10.
Yep. On a picture you guys will see in this video, the order has not been switched, but normally Mega Pinsir should be in front of Manectric because he played three fewer games. So basically Manectric has 8 games and Mega Pinsir has 5. So the average kill per game ratio should put Mega Pinsir on top, but the table just isn't updated, so just ignore this. So next are the standings. So Jeff is gonna talk about the Kalos Conference, then I'm gonna talk about the Hoenn Conference.
Alright, so for the Kalos Conference, still in first place and widening the gap this week with both of the people trailing, picking up losses, would be myself and the Memphis Primeapes with a 7-1 record, 46 kills, 23 deaths, leading to a 23 plus 23 differential. Following, still decently close behind. If things go horribly wrong, he could still pull it back if he wanted to. Is Martin and the Bradenton Rapidashes with a 5-3 record, 41 kills and 32 deaths, leading to a +9 differential. Following closely behind is, well, not so close actually. Now that I look at it, it's not really that close. Wow. But it's Andy and the Golden State Wartortles with a 4-4 record, 33 kills, 39 deaths with a -6 differential. And then in last place in the Kalos Conference is Chase with the Orlando Magikarps with a record of 2-6, 30 kills, 43 deaths, which leads to a -13 differential.
In the Hoenn Conference, the Montreal Crawdaunts, coached by me, are first with 5 wins and 3 losses. 42 kills and 26 deaths, so that makes a +16 differential. In second place is Damien and his Atlanta Fearows, 4-4 with 35 kills and 39 deaths, so that's a -4 differential. And right behind him, 1 kill behind, well, 1 differential point behind, is Casey and the Pittsburgh Steelixes. He's got 33 kills and 38 deaths. That's a -5 differential. So basically, if Casey and Damien just have the same result in their battle, so basically they both win or they both lose, it's all gonna go down to what's the final score. So Casey could still pass Damien this week by losing, because if Damien loses by a larger score, he's gonna be in third place starting next week. And last in the conference is Alistair Fraser, who got his first win of the season, so that's a 1-7 record with 27 kills and 47 deaths, so that's a -20 differential. So the schedule for next week. So as you see on screen, the Montreal Crawdaunts face the Memphis Primeapes. So we talk a little bit about this battle. It's gonna be very interesting. We are gonna battle very soon. Jeff and I are both excited. but I feel like Jeff has the upper hand in coverage and in matchup, but we'll see. I feel like in this league anything can happen. After that, the Orlando Magikarps face the Atlanta Fearows, so that's Chase against Damien. The Dundee Darkrais face the Pittsburgh Steelixes, so that's Alistair against Casey. And the Bradenton Rapidashes face the Golden State Wartortles, so that's Martin against Andy. So, do you guys have anything to say? Wanna have the last word?
I got nothing else to say. I'm just really, really excited for these next couple of weeks before the playoffs to pick up those, those extra couple of points on the differential just to show off a little bit. I'm excited. I'm just so hyped for this season to come to the end and just to get into the playoffs and see who's going to be the champion, man. The champion. It's coming soon, man. The championship's coming up a couple weeks away. That's crazy to think of, man. If you think about it, essentially 4 or 5 weeks from now, we'll be crowning our first PFCFL champion. So that's going to be insane, and things are going to really, really heat up from here. So I'm really pumped to get into it.
And that's really just like a scary thought to think about. I mean, 4 to 5 weeks isn't really a long time whenever we started this, and come to think that the championships are just so close away. Whenever you think about it, it's actually more of a scary thought, but also when looking at it, it's really almost anybody's game at this point.
Yeah, basically, when we look at the standings, we notice that only Alistair still cannot make the playoffs. If Andy loses twice and Chase wins twice, it's gonna go down to differential, so it's gonna depend. It's all gonna depend on how Andy lost his games and how Chase won his games. So if you get, let's say, if Andy loses 2-0 and 2-0, and Chase wins 3-0 and 2-0, he's gonna go in the third place and make the playoffs. So 7 out of 8 competitors are still in it starting week 9, so we're very happy to see that it's a very competitive league and everybody still is in it very late in the season. So yep, that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you a lot for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. If you guys want to follow the PFCFL from the inside, the link to the group will be in the description. So yep, thanks again for watching, and peace.